And Indiana has done it. Their first ever Commissioner's Cup championship, knocking off the Minnesota Lynx. This is Howard setting up McDonald, knocking down the tray. Finds a cutting McDonald, easy deuce.
Won't believe what the Indiana Fever just pulled off. Without their biggest star, Caitlin Clark, and after being abandoned by veteran Dana Bonner, they faced the WNBA's toughest team, and everyone expected them to crash hard. The Minnesota Lynx, led by MVP frontrunner Nafisa Collier, were the clear favorites to take the Commissioner's Cup, but the Fever had other plans. Fueled by heart and grit, Kelsey Mitchell, Aaliyah Boston, and Natasha Howard put on a performance that stunned everyone. What went down in that game will change how you see this Fever team, forever, and Caitlin Clark's 6 words after the win. They say it all. If you're rooting for the Fever, drop a comment, I've got the Fever. Let's go. Imagine the Indiana Fever stepping into the Target Center for their first ever Commissioner's Cup final with their team falling apart. Their superstar sophomore, Caitlin Clark, the player who'd been carrying them all season, was sidelined for the 3rd straight game with a stubborn groin injury. This wasn't just any player missing. She was the team's top scorer, their main playmaker, and the reason fans packed arenas from coast to coast.
Caitlin and her status, just how did she look? How did she feel today during shoot-around? And is she making progress and getting closer to playing?
She's making progress. You know, I think, again, top of mind, I think I told you this afternoon, is just long-term. You know, making sure that we don't have any setbacks. You know, making progress and feeling good are 2 different things, and we want to make sure that she feels good. We want to make sure that she's confident. We want to make sure that we're not putting her in a position to have any setbacks, and that's the priority right now.
But that wasn't the only challenge the Fever faced. Dyrus Dantas was thousands of miles away, playing in FIBA Americas, leaving another big gap in their lineup.
Listo. Hey Fever, good luck. I miss you.
Then there's the Dana Bonner situation that stunned everyone. She was a veteran the Fever brought in during the offseason for experience and leadership. But after just 9 games, she quit on the team and got waived. That's a tough blow, walking away when your teammates need you the most.
Dana Bonner was brought in for leadership. She was brought in for leadership. And you want to know all that these young players learned from her? If things don't go your way, refuse to show up. Continue to get paid a max contract while you are sitting out, refusing to play.
She got benched. She couldn't handle it. I want out. She's not playing well. She's getting criticized. I want out.
Now, let's talk about who the Fever were up against. The Minnesota Lynx weren't just good, they were dominant. With a 14-2 record, they were the best team in the entire WNBA. Defending Commissioner's Cup champions, playing at home, and led by Nafisa Collier, the MVP frontrunner. The sold-out crowd was buzzing, ready to see their team win it all again. Las Vegas had the Lynx favored by 14 points. 14 points. The basketball world had basically written off the Fever before the game even started. Analysts predicted a blowout, saying Indiana had no chance without their top players.
They look pretty flawless, you know, in the way that they're playing. And I don't know if different is the word as much as they look even more connected. You know, they're a team that was connected a year ago. But really the nuance of having each other's back on the defensive end, of knowing where your teammate's going to be, you know, discipline to coverages, the connectivity that they have on the offensive end of the floor. I mean, the way that they move with and without the ball, the way that the ball moves makes it really tough to cover. You know, I often say that offense is like a dance, and they are flowing, man. They are making music, and there's no doubt about it. So we have to try to be disruptive, and we have to try to take them out of that rhythm.
This was supposed to be the Fever's big moment, their first ever Commissioner's Cup final. But everything that could go wrong did go wrong. The players knew everyone was watching, and the critics were ready to see them crumble under the pressure. It felt like David facing Goliath, but David showed up with a broken slingshot and half his team missing.
Coach, this is your first season with this batch of players, and so I'm just wondering if the Commissioner's Cup is just a stepping stone for greater things to come.
Well, I hope so. But at the same time, we want to take care of business now, right? Then we want to win a cup. So we're not looking at it necessarily as a stepping stone. We're looking at it as an opportunity to win. And then we're looking at it, as coaches, as an opportunity to continue to stack days. We haven't had a lot of consistency, in our lineup. And so we haven't really built that camaraderie and connectedness that we need, in order for us to be successful. But we can take another step towards growth, another step towards consistency, on the floor, in execution, in energy level. We're playing the best team in the league right now. And we've got to come out and we got to play our A game.
Things got tough for the Fever without Caitlin Clark. In the 5 games before the Commissioner's Cup final, they lost 3 times, often blowing big leads that should have been easy wins. Their offense slowed down, losing the fast pace that made them dangerous all season. The ball stopped moving smoothly. Players started playing solo instead of working as a team. Instead of passing, they took tough, contested shots. Instead of trusting each other, they tried to do it all alone. This wasn't the same Fever team that had excited fans all year long.
What are some of the keys that you see as to how exactly you're going to do that, or what you guys need to do to approach the game successfully?
Yeah, I think we've got to be disruptive. We've got to make sure that we play with a level of physicality that doesn't allow them to just pass the ball around where everywhere that they want to pass it. So we've got to make sure that we're disruptive. We got to make sure that we're elite at our on-ball screen defense. This is a team that reads really well, that moves really well. We got to be elite at point of attack on on-ball screen defense. We've got to. We always talk about guarding our yard, being able to guard one-on-one, so we're not in rotation early. I think for us, it's going to have to start on the defensive end of the floor, so that allows us to get out and run in transition as well. But we can't allow them to just do exactly what they want to do on the offensive end.
Anyone else? Coach, thank you.
Thank you.
Let's talk about Aaliyah Boston. She's one of the Fever's biggest weapons, but she wasn't getting the passes she needed to take over inside. Boston shines when she gets the ball in the right spots, but her teammates just weren't finding her. She'd set up down low, call for the ball, and watch as the guards force tough shots from outside instead. You could see the frustration on her face. Without their floor general, Clark, the team lost its identity. Clark wasn't just scoring or dishing out assists, she was running the whole offense, making sure everyone stayed involved and the ball kept moving. Without her, the Fever looked confused on both ends. Opponents adjusted too, focusing their defense on stopping Kelsey Mitchell and Boston, knowing they didn't have to worry about Clark breaking through their plans.
Coach Stephanie White has a motto. She says, pressure is a privilege. You came into the former champion's house and took them down on their home floor. How does it feel to bring Indiana their first championship?
It feels great. We knew that we had to come in here with energy. We know that they're a great team and they were going to go on runs. And so for us, it was about containing those runs and then going on our own.
The Commissioner's Cup final was a test for the whole team. Could they find a way to win without their star player? Could they get back the teamwork and ball movement that had made them so strong? That struggle is what made what came next so unbelievable.
What gave you the confidence to come in here and take down this team on their home floor?
We knew we were capable. God has equipped us. And so for us about coming in here and doing what we know what to do, I think the entire game, coach just continued to instill that confidence, continue to tell us take it one possession at a time. And we did that.
The game plan was obviously to wall off the paint against you and Tosh, but both of you guys finished with double-doubles. How did you guys get freed up? And for you especially, how'd you get going late in this game?
It started with Tosh. Tosh, that entire first half and even that entire game, just really took it to them, made them have to guard. And so with her attacking from different angles, they had to space out a little bit. And that fourth quarter, I was able to score.
And finally, Aaliyah, what are you going to do with your prize money?
That's Aaliyah Bell.
Congratulations, lady.
What happened next was nothing short of amazing. The Indiana Fever chose to take control of their own story. From the very first whistle, you could see a new fire in their eyes. This wasn't the team that had struggled without Clark. They came out strong, determined to win this one for their injured star.
Corrals it out to Cunningham in the corner. Got the three. Indiana on top. Howard. Finds it, Cutting McDonald, easy deuce.
Beautiful read by Natasha Howard. And Erin McDonald, that opened up the three-point shot.
Howard's a steal. Open floor in front of her. Got the lay. Indiana battling.
This crowd is quiet. Natasha Howard is a former Defensive Player of the Year. Knows the ball is coming to Nafisa Collier. Just gets that deflection, gets going in the open court. And it is all Indiana in terms of the momentum in this game right now. This building is quiet.
The Indiana Fever just showed the whole WNBA what happens when you don't count out a team with heart and grit. They proved that true championship spirit goes beyond any one player. Kelsey Mitchell, Aaliyah Boston, Natasha Howard, Sophie Cunningham, Lexi Hull, Ari McDonald, and the entire squad stepped up when it mattered most. This win says 2025 is going to be a special year for this team. When Caitlin Clark comes back healthy, they'll be unstoppable. Now they know they can win without her, which makes them even more dangerous once she's back on the court. If you're a Fever fan, drop a comment.
It was a team effort tonight, but with 16 points, 12 rebounds, and 4 assists, your MVP is Natasha Howard.
Gives it up to Mitchell. Mitchell. Over to Cunningham, long range, bottoms! Big time trifecta, Sophie Cunningham.
The Indiana Fever just showed the whole WNBA what happens when you don't count out a team with heart and grit. They proved that true championship spirit goes beyond any one player. Kelsey Mitchell, Aaliyah Boston, Natasha Howard, Sophie Cunningham, Lexi Hull, Ari McDonald, and the entire squad stepped up when it mattered most. This win says 2025 is going to be a special year for this team. When Caitlin Clark comes back healthy, they'll be unstoppable. Now they know they can win without her, which makes them even more dangerous once she's back on the court. If you're a Fever fan, drop a comment saying, "I've got the fever." Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a video. Click the one on the screen now, and we'll see you in the next All Caitlin Clark update.
Finds Hull, beyond the arc, is score! Holson with the trifecta.
And that's how you do it.
Over to Cunningham, long range, bottoms!
A joint effort across the board. Everyone on this roster did their part tonight.
Coming into this, you talked about so much, hey, you got to have the right approach, don't trick this off, like have the focus. Take me inside that mindset of you guys coming into this game and how tonight was just a collective effort that got it done.
I describe this entire experience as a gut check experience, and I mean that intentionally. I mean physically, mentally, psychologically. It was a gut check moment today, and I think for us, it was about making sure we won those moments that mattered. And I thought down the stretch of the game, we did an unbelievable job of just staying together, weathering the storm, and kind of utilizing what we needed to based on our schemes and our personnel from practice. And I thought down the stretch of the game specifically, we bought in. All 5 of us, whoever was on the floor bought in. And I think you guys got to see that.
It's not a WNBA championship, but to celebrate a championship nonetheless on Target Center on the floor.
Yeah, I mean, we have a resilient group. You know, they're tough mentally, physically. They pull for one another. You know, I don't know if it's something that I learned that I didn't already know. It's just I'm proud for them that they can see it come to fruition. Being able to handle the ebbs and flows of the game, being able to give to one another regardless of struggles. I mean, we had some players that were struggling. We had some moments where we struggled, but we still gave to one another. And that's a growth area for our team. I thought like our execution through 3 quarters on both ends of the floor was really good against an outstanding team. I mean, I'm just really proud of this group.